pleasure to be here, Yannick and I both, on behalf of Bell Canada, and I think the goal we have is to share the journey that we've been on so far. It's been a few years in the making, and for the service providers out there, I think that the journey starts. It's a pretty scary path, but most of us have been here, and yeah, let's share some of where we've been. So this is Yannick and I. So our strategic journey towards prpl started in 2022. This coincided with the launch of our GigaHub 1.0 modem. It was a Wi-Fi 6E gateway at the time, and we faced a lot of the issues and concerns that most operators were seeing. I think that overall launching a new gateway is extremely it's an intensive process, costs a lot of money, and it was a constant battle to stay ahead and compete and monitor what a lot of our competition was doing from a feature parity perspective. If you looked at what our core competitors were doing, Rogers in Ontario, Videotron in Quebec, most of them were syndicated partners with Comcast, and I think trying to keep up with what was going on in that ecosystem became a constant source of conversation. So around this time, we started to, I don't think 2022 shows no interest, but I think that's when the light bulb went on. There started to be a lot of interest in that, and we started looking at options in the industry. Fast forward to 2023, Network X, Mobile World Congress, CES. We go to these shows like we all do. We partner. A wise person once told me that you never learn anything interesting sitting in the office, and that person, my former leader and mentor, is in the audience today, and it's true. So getting out, meeting all the vendors, talking to people. We started to, one of the things we wanted to evaluate was what options were out there. So we were looking at RDKB, we were looking at prpl, we were looking at what people were doing. Some people were doing, a little bit of both. There was some interesting, conversations. So yeah, so we started really, investing time and energy into understanding what was possible. And by 2024, I think we were pretty certain we wanted to go down the path of prpl. As a fiber-based telco, we felt that prpl was the right place for us, and this was around the time that I think some other key partners, Jason, AT&T, and others started getting involved, and we knew that this was a time for us to get involved. It wasn't an easy path. The road shows that we had to do internally to both sell the CMO, FMO options, and secure capital, and get finance, and get engineering, and get product, and get everybody to understand, some of the issues we were facing and some of the opportunities that were there in a few years once the journey started. Because I think that's the thing, is that the journey is definitely going to take a few years to get there. I think why the conversation that was just had on Wi-Fi 8 is a good inflection point. Somewhat guides when we intend to be in market, mass market for all of our customers. So I think 2025 was the year that we secured that capital. We did an RFP. We're working very closely with GlobalLogic and Sagicom on the integration of the prpl software on our reference design on one of our GigaHubs, and yeah, so I think that we knew the interest was there. I think that the software got to a point where we could, really integrate the POC and get it out and working. We have it, as Yannick will get into, about 50 customers at the moment, and yeah, I think we're on the journey. We got the operational buy-in, and so for the service providers out there, I'll leave it with this. I think Yannick's going to go through some technical details on what we really did in 2025 to actually integrate the software, get it out, get it working, get some trials going. If anybody, just to the service providers out there though, if the journey and I guess the path we went to secure organizational buy-in can be helpful, please find me. I'm happy to chat. I'm happy to have that conversation. Because yeah, I think the time is now, and I think what we did was Even before the final product document, we were able to kind of just get into it, roll up our sleeves, select some partners, start working on it. And Yannick's going to go through some of the details on that.
Thank you. So as Al mentioned, 2025 was a big year for us. We really wanted to understand where Purple is at and really get hands-on. So our journey started way back, but it was really participating at the working groups and talking to everybody. But really, the experience comes by actually doing it yourself. So 2025 was for us to really get down to business and build a team within Bell to help with that integration of Purple within our GigaHub. And we were trying to understand, when we first joined back in 2024, one of the first questions that I asked was, do we have a spec doc? And what is in Purple today? So Peter is, in the previous discussion was talking about the MVP that is being worked on. So that's exactly what I guess we needed, right? So 2024 was for us to understand where Purple is at, how mature it is, how does that fit within our product and services. So we had a lot of engagement with the Purple Foundation via Slack, Jira, Confluence, really deep diving into all of the resources that's available to us. So post the RFP, we really tried to understand better at the architectural design level and try to get Purple working on our residential gateway. And our goal is not to copy 100% what we have today in CMO into Purple. Our goal is to really adopt Purple to its full extent. And so a challenge for us is to try to understand what do we do with the decade of luggage that we carry, a lot of customization that we've done over time, and try to fit it in. So first we need to understand what Purple has today, and with the differences in terms of functionality that we've developed over time, is it on the roadmap? Is it something that we need to develop and contribute to the Purple Foundation? So that's really what we intended to do in 2025. We set up a team. We got to the actual implementation. As Al mentioned, we got a small trial running. We got various network from Central to Atlantic and Manitoba. They all have various network implementation, but the goal was to understand how Purple would help us get there. So we've got a trial running in all these regions. Yeah, so that's what we have going on in 2025. This is a bit of a call for action, I guess, for everybody. If you're thinking about going into Purple, if you're already in Purple but haven't really got into that community engagement, now is the time, and that speaks to the title of this presentation. So first of all, this may not be applicable to you, but let's get your organization involved and aligned to buying into Purple. Next, find your partners and engage with the community, whether it be on the working groups, your OEM, your system integrators, your ODM, the SoC vendors. There's a whole lot of teams out there that are working on Purple, and we've seen already via the growth of the Purple Foundation. Yeah, so get on the bandwagon and get right into it. So thank you.